how I was. You knew my fact that I was married before we even got sexually intimate. If it was a problem, you should have just walked away.
I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for?
I'm not.
No, you were. He is over here breaking down because he loves this child so much.
And in the mix of us building a relationship, she's getting bigger. She's whispering, I hear echoes. She's always in a different room of the apartment. And I'm like, why you never around the kids? Why? She's like, I can't talk now because my ex is here.
Animosity can make people do all sorts of things. Yeah, believe it or not, it can even make mothers deny the alleged right to paternity when such a spleen. Set foot no matter how many miles you go or how much you beg. It's hard to change mommy's mind.
Mr. Rasmussen, why is Ms. Miller saying you're not Zaylee's father?
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred. She just doesn't want me to have visitation. I drive 160 miles every other weekend just to pick up my daughter and drop her off. That's about 10,000 miles. That's wear and tear on my car.
Hate? Is that a really strong word? Would you prefer dislike? Well, no. Mr. Rasmussen, the fact he chose someone else over his ex-fiancée has created a rift between them, and now she wouldn't let her get close to their daughter. Let's see if the Tigerton woman agrees with these claims.
Tell me what you believe to be true in this situation.
Yes, I was very mad at him for being a cheater. He cheated on me through pretty much our whole relationship. No, I do not hate him because of that. I lost my respect for him, yes.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wait, he is doing his taxes. Does that make sense? It did to mommy, I guess. Still, Judge Lake had a hard time buying it. The money he would get will go into the expenses of seeing his child, plus he was already paying child support.
But what he's saying, Miss Miller, is it's clearly not about money if he's paying his child support. And he also spends money coming to see her. What is this really about for you? Why is it you don't want him involved in this child's life?
Because I still believe that he's not hers.
Okay, and listen, that's what we're here for. I want to get down to the bottom of the truth.
Yeah.
Miss Miller, how she was sure that Mr. Rasmussen was not the biological father because he was playing a full-blown dad. Why would a man do such things if there was an ounce of doubt? The baby mama responded like this.
When she was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else because he broke up with me because he cheated on me.
You heard the woman? She swindled out of spite, which added another potential father to the mix. Then why was the defendant so steady on being a father? Turns out that he found out recently in the couple's court while fighting over the custody of the baby girl.
With the family court commissioner, did the math, and it turns out that would be a 10-month pregnancy, and that don't make sense to me.
Because it was so long ago, I was confused about the dates, but now that I went through both of our Facebooks, I went through all of my notes, all of anything that I wrote down, and I figured out that.
And the other father part popped up when they broke up, which raised more suspicion. In addition to that, he was listed as the father on the birth certificate, and the defendant even told them how excited was to see her daughter that he beat his girlfriend to the hospital.
After she was born.
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is.
How do you remember it?
After she was born, he was gone. He ran out of the room. I didn't see him for 20 minutes after that. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble.
What is this woman's problem anyway? It's like she is living in her bubble. So the judge straight up asked her that. Turns out that after getting cheated on multiple times, she just wanted the man out of her life.
Other lady and I was the side chick, which I didn't even really know about.
All of this is happening, and this man is continuing to step up to the plate like he has a daughter on the way, like he has a newborn baby girl. Even through the breakup, you all are making custody and visitation arrangements, but you know deep down there's another possible father.
Yes, sir.
Exactly my point. Why so long to tell him? Ms. Miller defended herself with the same excuse. Oh, more she grew up. Her looks changed. My doubts became clear. Oh, if you had doubts in the first place, why not talk about them?
Exactly like I did when I was 3 years old. I have a picture of me when I was 3 and a picture of her from just the other day.
Let me see that. Will you hand that to me, Jerome?
Believe it or not, when I was 3 years old, I had blonde hair.
And so this is a picture of Zaylee on the left and you as a child, Mr. Rasmussen, on the right.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And you say you see a distinct similarity.
Yes, I do.
Do you see it, Ms. Miller?
Mm-mm.
You don't?
I don't.
Suspicion or not, it was evident that Daddy was at the podium and was not ready to give up on his daughter that easily. He wanted the DNA result so all of the drama would finally be over. But what if it proved otherwise? Will he be able to bear that bombshell?
Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
Be respectful.
I'm sorry.
Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there.
I'm sorry.
Because I held out hope.
Cheating on your boyfriend for whom you left your husband, Miss Jackson's been hustling a lot, and now both of her children are in doubt circles. Because even though Mr. Lovett loved the kids, he couldn't shake off the infidelity part.
Mr. Lovett, what is your relationship like with Corey Jr.? He's 15 months
That's
old.
my baby. I love him.
That's your baby. He is adorable.
Yeah.
That's his baby, but he denied him.
I have doubts. And my oldest son looks different from him. He's darker, he's chubby, got
He has a
both
different
legs.
mother. Of
Another
course he's gonna
son
look
by
different. He's
another
not gonna be
woman.
twins.
Yeah.
He has a different mother.
Right.
Of course he's gonna look different.
But the stuff that you be doing, it brings the doubts on it.
Well, the constant infidelity wasn't only on the defendant's part. She even imposed that the man at the podium was just making things up because he can't commit to one woman. The woman had all surveillance set up on the Orlando man.
Like stalking you. You gave me
You put
your
tracking
password.
devices on my phone, right?
Yes, because
How
I
many
did not
times?
trust you.
Every time I delete it,
Every
I wake up in the
time.
morning
And
sometimes.
when you get a new
I see a
phone-
little bird on the top of my phone. Like, what this bird doing? You know what
Your
I'm
Honor,
saying?
he's
So I
been
find the
proven-
tracking device and I
He's been
delete it.
proven to be
And
not loyal.
days go by, another tracking
So-
device on my phone.
He's been proven to be not loyal.
Trust issues are running through this relationship. Next, the plaintiff pointed out that Miss Jackson had too many kids, which show her dealing with different men, and he can never believe a woman like that, which was hard for the baby mama to digest.
Then that same guy ended up sending naked pictures to my phone.
Because you asked him
No,
for
matter
them.
of fact, it was
He
her
was,
phone.
guys.
It was her
He-
phone.
he
I was
got in my
talking like I was
Facebook.
talking
He
like I
got
was
in
her.
my
I was at
Facebook.
work.
Hold on, one at a time. Let me
I was
hear
at
this.
work and I was, and he texted.
I know that makes no sense. Let me make it simple for you. Miss Jackson lied about a random guy at her house being her cousin. That man used to pop out at her house uninvited, and this added soreness in the relationship.
Did you, hold on,
didn't
Mr.
know- I
Lovett,
didn't
did
know
you
that.
request a naked
No,
picture?
no,
Yeah.
no.
All of this leads you to doubt
Yes.
that Corey Jr.
Because he's seen
is
another
your
man
child.
cutting my grass.
Yes.
Was there anything else going on? You can't get pregnant by somebody cutting the grass.
Did Mr. Lovett have any other proof apart from that? Well, there was one when they had broken up, and right after that time, the defendant got pregnant. Quite striking, right? That is exactly how the plaintiff felt too.
You feel like you all broke up and you all were at odds. You start going out with somebody else. Next thing you know, she's pregnant, but then trying to get back with you because you feel like she wanted you to take care of this baby and all of her other children.
That too, and also she's still married, so I wasn't
And
taking
my
it
divorce
serious
was
in the
pending
beginning.
until I got
So I'm
pregnant.
still not
so now we
taking
got
it serious.
kids in between the marriage.
Yeah, we must not forget that she was still married to someone else. So no matter how many boyfriends come and go, her husband will have to take care of all the children, which isn't fair. Listen to the hubby himself.
How long have you been married to Miss Jackson?
6 years.
6 years.
Separated for 4 years.
In your mind, is there any chance you are Corey Jr.'s biological father?
No, Your Honor.
None.
No. I have my own life going on. I just had 2 beautiful twins.
They most certainly were in legal limbo. Though the baby mama knew how serious it was, she refused to take all the blame because she was too pretty to be anyone's doormat. Well, no one should be taken as slack. Still running between men like that is not a healthy obsession.
Mr. Lovett is Corey Jr.'s father.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're convinced of.
Oh, yeah.
She can't stay alone, and it shows whether I'm in her life or not. She gonna keep it
It
moving.
ain't my fault I look good.
Yeah, you look good.
But you do have trouble being alone.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
do.
not because you're beautiful.
Right.
That's not how you look on the outside. That's how you feel in the inside, babe.
With that mess being addressed, let's not forget that it was kids who were being neglected and taken for granted. That's why there was one way left to know where their future will land. Time to get that envelope.
Mr. Coleman, you are not his father. Mr. Lovett, you are not his father.
Told this. That's why I wanted to get DNA.
Are you sure? How is that possible?
Do you know who his father is?
You know who it is.
Oh my God.
Mr. Lovett, you are Ariel's father.
Sleep in joy can make you weep in disgust. As you can see in this case, Mr. Bostan dragged the defendant into court saying that he has undeniable proof that there is no possibility of him being the father of this trifling woman. Meanwhile, Ms. Murphy asserted that she is tired of the plaintiff's lies and she wants to stop by conducting a DNA test, moving to the plaintiffs to see to whom the DNA diagnostic will favor.
Boston, you have dragged the defendant into court today because you say you have undeniable proof that there is no way possible that you you are the biological father of the defendant's 10-month-old son, Tristan. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the testimony started with Mr. Boston's evidence, and the evidence was invisible. No one could see that, because his dynamic words were the solid, undeniable proof. I think something hit his mind. His words do not seem trustworthy, as he is just clearly bluffing.
Mr. Boston, what is your proof that you are not Tristan's father?
Your Honor, you have to have sex to make a baby. And I don't believe in, I don't remember even doing it well.
Lie.
You don't remember
lying.
having sex with Miss
All of a
Murphy?
He's
sudden, why am I
lying. You was at
finding
my
out
house
that-
all the time, every day, every night, in my bed. Stop it.
It is your assertion to this court that you've never been in a sexual relationship with Miss Murphy?
I mean, I'm not denying it like that, but I'm just saying.
Here, the yes or no game begins. Let's play with them. Ha! The defendant stated that they were in a committed relationship, but the plaintiff tried to blow off the baby mama's testimony with his dumb lies like that.
Mr. Boston, you say you weren't in a committed
Yes, we were.
relationship.
No.
Yes, we were.
She done turned the friendship into a whole marriage.
OMG, like, for real, really? No, that ain't how it went.
Miss Murphy.
Yes, Your Honor.
So how long were you in this sexual relationship?
4 months.
I wasn't even at her house for 4 months.
He's lying. He's
She
lying,
would
Your
call me
Honor.
and beg
He's
me
lying.
over there
He's
every
lying.
other night.
Oh my. Who on earth is this desperate to be intimate with the girl? Man, you were sleeping with her for 4 months and still did not know her real name? What he is testifying is just crazy, or he is naive.
Your Honor, I
He rubbed
found
my
out-
belly and everything.
I
He
found
was
out
smiling
that
and
She
everything.
was pregnant in the process of me being
No,
over a
no,
family member's house.
No.
That family member came in the house and told me, well, you know somebody named Teresa? At the time, I didn't know her government name. Only thing I knew was
He's
Bookie.
lying. He's
I knew her
lying,
by
Your Honor.
Bookie.
He's
I never
lying.
knew Teresa Murphy. Never knew
Wait
her
a
name
minute.
was Teresa.
Oh my God.
Even
Your
in
Honor,
Chicago.
he's
So you-
lying.
On the procession of trial, it slipped out that Ms. Murphy was busy with another, but she stated the facts of her being certain regarding the baby's parentage. She told the court that when the baby was conceived, she was with Mr. Boston only.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yes.
Before you got
No.
pregnant, was he the only man you were intimate with
No,
at all?
ma'am.
Let her answer.
No.
No. Okay. So why are you convinced that Mr. Boston is the father?
Because for the period of time when I found out I was pregnant, the time adds up. He was the only man that I was
No, I was
intimate
not.
with. He was the only man that I was with.
To clear up the doubts, Judge Lake summoned Mr. Gregory into the court. He contended that they were sexual buddies, and upon getting news about baby mama's pregnancy, he blew everything off and blocked her instantly. I must say this man has got nerves. After his false actions, he is narrating them proudly.
We've determined that you, in fact, have had a relationship with Miss Murphy.
A sexual relationship.
Just a sexual relationship. Take me back to the day Miss Murphy told you she was pregnant.
She texted me on Facebook and told me she was pregnant. I never talked to her again. Like deleted everything.
blocked
So I blocked her. So basically, I blocked her. Never
You got a message on Facebook that she was potentially pregnant by you and you deleted her?
blocked it.
He blocked.
However, the witness rolled up to the podium and testified in her best friend's favor. She asserted that she also knows that Mr. Boston is the father and he is just making up stories to avoid the situation.
Who do you believe is Tristan's biological father?
Mr. Boston.
And why is that?
Yeah, I was living with Teresa the whole time.
So when he was saying he wasn't really coming over there that much,
Right, he was.
and he was sleeping on the floor,
He was sleeping in my bed.
was Mr. Boston the only man coming over there within that 4-month period?
When she was saying him, he was the only man.
Things were out of control as the baby mama didn't even know who the baby daddy was. Their non-serious back and forth statements made Judge Lake ferocious, and she gave the reality check to these adults like this.
You're responsible if you know you slept with more than one man during the window of conception. It is your responsibility to figure out who that child's father is. And before you rope somebody arbitrarily into child support without knowing he's the father, to just figure out that issue. You know both of these men could be that child's father. And men, you're not off the hook. So don't think just because I am empowering this young woman to understand what she should have done.
Their ongoing discussion further fuels the whole situation instead of helping to resolve the case. But it was quite evident that they needed to know the results for the baby, and his biological father needed to be a man up. So let's go, get those results, and see what envelope is hiding in it.
Mr. Gregory, you are not his father. The next results read as follows. Mr. Boston, you are not the father. Ms. Murphy, do you know who this child's father is? Thank you for the truth. Because you can't get anywhere till you tell the truth. As you come of age and get older, You're gonna learn that sometimes you just gotta put your big girl panties on and you got to tell the truth.
It must hurt when you plan something good for someone and they stab you back. In this case, Mr. Wilson wanted to prove to the defendant that he was not the father of her child, while Ms. Dean believed otherwise and said he turned his back on her and the baby, and now his denial is hurting them. So to get to the closure, we need a DNA test.
Mr. Wilson, you've opened your case today to prove that Ms. Dean's 17-month-old daughter, Jakaya, is not your biological child. You say you moved her into your home, laid out the red carpet, only to find out she was rolling around with other men in your home. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The plaintiff said the reason he didn't accept the baby yet and wanted the results. Ms. Dean said he was lying and shocked the court with their foolish plans that worked out very badly in the end.
I don't believe I'm the father because I have been fooled by multiple females in the past.
Oh.
What do you mean you planned this?
And I have been going down this rodeo for far too long. I signed on a birth certificate. I'm not there physically. I just can't handle it because she just no consistency. I just want the answers today so I can just have closure.
Mr. Wilson explained his relationship with the defendant and told the plans they had regarding the baby. By far, the story seems fine until the plaintiff commented about the resemblance of the baby. Yeah, an ex popped up
Page liking my comments
So
and
was, you
my
was my
pictures.
boo? So
And she hit me up like, what you up to, and this, that, and the other. At the time, I was taking care of my stepfather, had my own house, car, working, things of that nature. And because I had previous relationships with her in the past, I was single, she was single, we decided to meet up. And we met up and we actually planned the baby. The baby was just not a coincidence. I asked
So
her,
now
could
you
she
denied
have
her,
a
though.
baby for me?
The plaintiff said that he was unsure about the paternity because of the inconsistent lies of Ms. Dean, but the defendant denied the accusations and told the events of pregnancy. Well, we are not sure who is a better liar.
So you actually say, I wanted to have this baby together.
Yes.
And so where did everything go wrong?
Her
if you
story
planned
not
it,
consistent, the word she used. Yeah.
Okay.
It was not consistent as her storytelling.
Why
as
wasn't
the
it?
truth kept coming about, the lies kept adding up to it.
all right,
He
so
is lying,
take me
Your Honor,
to
to you
finding.
in your face.
Wait, hold on.
The judge asked for Mr. Wilson's involvement during the pregnancy and childbirth, and he thoroughly admitted all of his responsibilities. So far, things look good, but where did it go wrong?
So I had to be there.
So you were there at the birth?
Yes, I was.
Did you go to doctor's appointments for the baby
She
too?
never followed through with them.
All right, but at the birth, you came.
I came.
And you cut the umbilical cord?
I did 1, 2, 3.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
So you accepted this baby as your own?
I did.
And at that time when you did that, you believed you were the father?
Didn't have no doubt.
The plaintiff explained the time when things started taking the wrong direction. After the accusations against the defendant, she called him a liar and started crying about her sole responsibilities for the kid. Girl, how can a man support you if you cheat on him?
Trying to build a relationship while she's pregnant. And in the mix of us building a relationship, she's getting bigger. She's whispering, I hear echoes. She's always in a different room of the apartment. And I'm like, why you never around the kids? Why? She's like, I can't talk now because my ex is here. And why is he there 11 o'clock at night if the kids got school in the morning?
And he knew exactly what was going on. And with that other guy, he just don't want to take responsibility and be a man and stand up.
Upon being asked about the paternity issue, Mr. Wilson said he didn't have any doubts until he confronted her ex and embarrassed himself by finding out the dirty ways she was playing with him. Well, now she is in trouble.
Didn't have doubt until
Insecure.
she's told me I didn't have sex with him. He's just laying on the couch. Okay, I went with that. When I ran into him at the bus stop, I said, this is coincidence. Now I can man up and ask him face to face. What's the story in his end? If it add up to what she's telling me, then I have no doubts. But he said the complete opposite of what she's giving me. And I asked him, I said, is y'all having a child together? He's like, yeah. I said, what y'all supposed to be having? He said, a little girl. He went into details.
The judge then asked the plaintiff why he signed the birth certificate. He shocked the court by sharing Ms. Dean's weird behavior when he had the baby to himself for a few days. Now this woman appears crazy.
So why'd you sign the birth certificate?
I'm gonna tell you why. When the baby was born, it was so light and bright. I was like, he's so dark, she's dark. It's no way he's the father. I still didn't have doubts until she called me on FaceTime with him on the phone. And they both confirmed that I wasn't.
And said
You was
what?
lying. I don't even
She
mess
was
with
like,
that man
bring me
like
back
that.
my baby, because I was like telling her I'm not, releasing her right now.
There you
She
go.
said, bring me back my baby.
The defendant fought back his claims and shared the reason behind her cold words to Mr. Wilson. In a minute, she threw a heartless accusation at him.
Would he just have the baby?
He had the baby trying to take the baby so he can be with someone else. He used me, baby.
She watched too many Lifetime, Your
No,
Honor.
he used me, Your Honor. After I had that baby, Your Honor, he proposed to me, told me that we were gonna get married, moved in together. He lied, took the baby, tried to move away. Well, he had the baby in his care. He never took her because I gave her.
Now, Mr. Wilson's witness stepped in and shared her stance on this confusing story and also recalled Ms. Dean's crazy behavior at her home. Defendant's double-sidedness is clearly shown here.
Yes, I asked my brother, why are you dealing with her again? She did this to you 9 years ago. Why are you getting yourself in a situation? We had just lost our father, so he grieved into this baby.
Okay.
It was a grievance and it was attachment instantly. Like, this is my baby. I think that she's attaching to him financially. It's not for looking for the father of this child. It's about what the baby can get from this man.
The defendant confronted the accusations and repeatedly said that they were lying. Well, now only a DNA test can give the closure they want.
Mr. Wilson, you are not the father. Miss Faithful, stop.
Thank you, Jesus. I apologize for taking you through this, but I am gonna find out who her father is, and I am gonna.
You gotta find out?
No, when I say find out,
You gotta find
I'm
out?
gonna bring him on this courtroom like I did you at.